right, welcome back to Inflection Point, the series where we explore the exact moments that changed the trajectory of a business and a life. Every episode, we dive into one leader's turning point, the shift that took them from where they were to where they are now. Today, I'm excited to talk to Amani Mennani, and we're going to explore their inflection point through 5 simple questions and one power pivot. The best piece of advice that for anyone looking to make their own leap forward. Amani is the founder and visionary behind Casserole Group, a multi-brand ecosystem reshaping digital business through innovation, AI integration, and global perspective. Originally from Rotterdam, she's now based in Dubai. She blends her Dutch Arab background with international experience gained from living in Amsterdam, London, and the UAE. Her career began in the Middle East, where she organized large-scale events from charity galas to award shows, refining her signature standard of excellence. With Casero Group, she leads Casa Media, a social media consulting agency specializing in Instagram strategy for businesses with a strong focus on creativity, strategy, and measurable results. The group is quickly becoming a go-to name in the digital space. Welcome, Amani. Thank you so much for being here. So we'll just dive right in. The 5 questions that we have. The first one being, what did your business career look like right before that inflection point happened?
So my work was pretty much already expanding. I was mostly working as a freelancer, whether in just like marketing roles and helping businesses expand, or just kind of like planning and executing events across the Middle East. So I was doing that quite a bit. It wasn't necessarily on the name. Businesses would just reach out to me as like Amani, either on LinkedIn or just send me an email. But I didn't really have any structure at all. And everything was really like operating in separate lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew I wanted to do something bigger and like, I don't know, like maybe a bit more global on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So was there a specific moment that you realized something needed to change?
it was honestly when I was around like December, January, it's really busy when it comes to
Hmm.
like events or just, I don't know, want to work on something new. And I was like having back-to-back meetings
Hmm.
and all kind of job offers would come in as well. And I was just like noticing how I'm limiting myself because there's so many opportunities out there. But obviously, at the end of the day, I'm just like one person and
Hmm.
I physically could not do myself. And I hate to use the word like impossible, but I just couldn't work for, 20, like something needed to change, something I can't keep doing this long term. So that was kind of my moment of like, okay.
Yeah. And then so there was that moment when that inflection point happened and everything kind of changed. What happened?
Yeah. Okay, so I remember because obviously I think it was
Yeah.
2 years ago, but I remember it as if it was yesterday. I was literally on a meeting with a company from Switzerland
Hmm.
and they wanted to outsource their clients to me, which was great because it was like 10 jobs in one. And it was fantastic. And I'm talking to them, negotiating some terms, and I look over to my phone and I see a different company wanting to outsource 10 clients to me as well.
Oh, wow.
So while be like talking to this guy and he's trying to like negotiate terms with me, I'm not listening. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, I can't like
Yeah.
10 plus 10, 20, and I'm one. So that's just like, how does that equal? And I just remember like, I'm not hearing a single word this guy is saying. I
Hmm.
finish my, and I'm just like sitting there in like my cafe and I'm like looking at my laptop. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, how am I going to do this? And out of nowhere, it wasn't necessarily anything dramatic, but out of nowhere, I was just like, I told myself, like, wait, I'm going about this the completely wrong way. Because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about everything that I can't do, all of the
Hmm.
things that are impossible to do.
Hmm.
Whereas, like, why am I not switching it around? Why am I not thinking the other way around? Like, okay, I know what I want the result to be. Like, I want to work for different companies and work on different projects.
Hmm.
So I just kind of have my mentality and start backwards. Like, how do I get there? And that's kind of because of came to be. I was like, okay, I need structure, I need a brand, I need just like a backbone for I need resources resources. I need a team. And it was mostly because, then obviously, because of our opportunity, so many amazing projects. That's just kind of how I was like, okay, this is going to. And after that, that was just it. Like failure was never an option for me either. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is what I do. So every decision I made after that day was with the idea of like, okay, I'm going to do Kosovo. I'm going to make my own company.
And did you invest in your company and hire people? So you were definitely, the responsibility was there to make it grow as well.
I put everything in it, everything I had. I was
Yeah.
still at home. I was living with my mom at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I just everything I had in it because I was like also like I'm a big believer of obviously you're gonna miss all of the shots that you don't shoot,
Yeah.
right? So I just like put 50% of my time and energy in it. I was like, I either go all in, and if it doesn't work out, then I'll figure something else out. But I never wonder what like, I don't want to wonder like what if I had done this. So everything I had, I put into it, all of my time, all of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally, family would be worried. I'd be in my
Yeah.
room with my up 24/7, like,
Yeah.
okay, I have this network, I have these companies. How do I do this? I have to make an
Mm-hmm.
LLC, you have to invest in it. Like it's not. So all of that did it.
I love it. So after that happened, what was the next 90 days like? Did you see a better flow and business getting more flourishing more?
I did. Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I mean, I think it's also, I quickly realized how much we love making things so much more difficult and
Mm-hmm.
impossible in our, because in 90 days, I believe we were up and running. I think in the first 2 weeks, we made our website, we
Mm-hmm.
figured out the row, which I always had in my mind, like I want to do something with that. Made our website. I already had a network of people that I had worked with over the years and people
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just as simple as reaching out to them one by one because it didn't just feel like a right move to hire, 20 people at the same time. So it's like
Yeah.
one by one would literally just post in on Instagram and would have all of these resumes sent to me. And I just like take my time, look over them, have a trial basis with them. And yeah, I think then within those 90 days, I reached out to the network I already had, worked, I think within 24 hours, I already had 2 clients signed and
Wow.
I made all of the made profit, like everything I invested in it, I made back
Mm-hmm.
within 4, which
Incredible.
was, yeah, which was to me crazy. It was
Yeah.
like a sign. I was like, okay, if I can do this within 48 hours, like
Right.
what else can I do with it if I like, so that was just within 90 days, honestly. And to be fair, like even before 90 days, in my mind, when someone says like, oh, I started a company, it just, I don't know, it just always felt like such a long process, not saying that it's
Mm-hmm.
easy, but when you really want something, it is much easier than you would anticipate it to be.
Totally. And so just stop the analysis paralysis, I think is so many people get into and they just overthink it and they don't actually take action. So you just stopped overthinking it, just took the action, and in 48 hours you were already regaining all your return on investment. Like
True,
absolutely
exactly.
incredible.
It's also, a certain, you have to ask yourself, like, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? And for
Mm-hmm.
me, the worst thing that could happen was just like me staying exactly where I am. So nothing would change if I didn't
Right.
do anything. So it's either like nothing and get nothing or risk it all and get everything. So it's just like,
Yeah.
what is it worth to you?
Totally. So what's one power pivot, the single piece of advice that you would give someone looking to change their trajectory?
Ooh. Okay, so my mind really works in quotes because I'm not good with words. So I
Yeah.
love quotes. Favorite one is how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, that it's a really simple sentence, but that just changed my entire perspective and the way I saw the world and made my decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, most people, I feel like they dream within limits of what is safe and comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
which fair enough, I completely understand. We've all been there. But
Right.
the thing is about, the more comfortable you are, for like also the longer comfortable you are, the harder it gets to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you start, dreaming bigger and removing the idea of failure, you'll remove fear. And that's
Mm-hmm.
really what stops us humans from doing what we want is the fear of failure, the
Yeah.
fear of, risk of losing something or someone, or the fear of what people will say or
Mm-hmm.
think. get that out of the way, there's absolutely nothing stopping you.
Yeah,
Um,
that's incredible advice.
so to me, again, I just stopped wondering, what if it doesn't work? I mean, what if it does? You know, dream of the
Mhm.
level of your potential and not your current circumstances.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, if the vision and dream, if they scare you a little, I think that just shows that it's big enough. So that's, I feel like, my power pivot.
that's amazing. And you grow so much beyond that comfort zone, right? And then there's another level of resistance where you're going to get uncomfortable again and again, and you just keep growing. And that's the people that embrace being uncomfortable are the ones that just keep striving and going ahead. So,
Absolutely. And there will never be a time when there's always going to be a time when you're comfortable. Even now, if
mm,
I'm comfortable, which I think, okay, how can I make myself uncomfortable? What can I do next? You know what I
exactly.
mean? You've got short-term goals, you've got goals. Like, it's just, you have to get out of your comfort zone to just, I don't know, it's all worth it at the end of the day. And if it was easy, no one, everyone would do it. That's the way I look at it as well.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And thank you for everyone for watching Inflection Point. If this episode inspired you, make sure to subscribe, share, or tag someone who needs to hear it. And if you have an inflection point of your own that you want to share, please reach out and I'd love to feature you. Thank you so much, Amani.
Thank you for having me.
You too. Okay. Awesome. Amazing job.